Welcome back to Character Select. Hey, look, a book!
What exactly do you believe changed in Beth?
She lost hope.
Back in a time I've already lived once before. No idea how long I'll need to stay here. No idea what comes next. This isn't how it was supposed to go. This wasn't the plan. If I'm going to come to terms with that, then I need to write it all down. There's nobody to tell this to but me, myself. So hello, me, again. All started back in 2016, she said in 1999. Jack and I kidnapped Dr. Emerald. Supposed to use the time machine to travel back to 2010 and retrieve the countermeasure. I believe Dr. Emerald switched out the date at the last moment. Heard Jack calling out, but it was too late. I was already inside. There was nothing to do but keep moving forward. And when I exited the corridor, I arrived in the one place I never thought possible. Holy shit, this journal is long. The end of time. My greatest fear was realized. I'm still trying to grasp what that means. My entire life has been devoted to stopping the fracture. What I saw, was it proof that it couldn't be stopped? I can't believe that. There's a logic to all of this, a meaning. I just haven't found it yet. Not ready to write down details of the end of time, not yet. The essential part of the story is that I found a way back. I spent a long time trying to fix William's machine, but someone beat me to it. He set a course to the earliest time the machine could operate, the first time the core was activated, February 28th, 99. I followed him through. That's when I found William, still alive, much younger than I'd ever seen him. I warned him about the fracture. I told him he was the only one who could create a solution. He begged me not to tell him anything else about the future. He said he couldn't stand living like that, being constantly aware of what will come to pass. It's every action just part of the preordained dance. I wanted to tell him more, but I know how he felt. William agreed to do what must be done. He agreed to build a countermeasure. This whole time it was me who set him on that path. He says the machine doesn't have the sufficient chronon capacity to return me to the future. He says that a jump that far would be nearly impossible without a substantial scientific breakthrough. Apparently that hasn't happened yet. That's his way of saying I'm trapped in 1999, second time around. So here I am. I worked with Will to get the time machine moved. Had to make sure Serene wouldn't be able to use it to his advantage, so he moved it to the one place I knew it would be safe. Bradbury Swimming Pool. Will spent a big chunk of his research grant buying the property. It's the one place I know for sure that Monarch won't find us. After all, they still weren't aware of it in 2016. That means this is my new home for the time being. Will refuses to build the countermeasure here. He says it has to be done in his workshop. He chose that location to build the time machine for a reason. Something about abnormal chronon density, anomalies, whatever. Didn't seem to concern him about the very people we need to hide from know about his workshop. Probably didn't help that he wouldn't let me tell him about who those people actually are. Guy's almost as stubborn as his brother. Now that the move is complete and Will is on his way, all I can do is wait. Not liking the idea of that. Keeping busy is the only thing that distracted me about the eerie nature of being trapped here. Guess I should look at the bright side. Second chance of having a killer Y2K party? The most surreal experience. Her eyes looked so full of life, looking to the clouds and vulnerable to the world around her. She looked full of life. She looked happy. It was me. I knew the day was coming. I knew that I had to go see her and set her on the mission so that she would do what needed to be done. So that someday she would become, well, me. She's in the backyard. I can't read all this. There's too much. I promised her that it would all be worth it, that she would make a difference, that she would save the world. She believed me. Epic Y2K party. 8 bagels with cream cheese and watch Buffy reruns in a drained swimming pool. Party on. 9/11. I tried to stop it a second time. I warned them, told them exactly what was going to happen. Nothing changed. I came to terms with the fact that none of this could be changed as a child, but since then I've seen things that made me desperate to prove myself wrong, desperate to believe that what I've seen cannot come to pass. I tried to stop the rise of Monarch. I tried to stop Paul Serene, both versions of him. Every action was negated by the force of a timeline that cannot be bent or broken. I've tried to stop tragedy as well. Jack's parents, Christmas of 99. I knew what happened to them. This time I was there. A car crashed exactly as it was supposed to. My presence only led it to happen as it always did. I went to the funeral. I watched Jack cry. I watched Will build up a wall around himself. I watched two brothers change forever in that moment, and I could do nothing about it. And now this. Fuck. They spotted me near William's workshop. Barely got out of there alive. After all this time, Serene is still obsessed with finding me. He won't give up until he does. I'll have to be more careful in the future. Have been having recurring nightmares about what I saw. I've been dreading doing this, but it's time. I have to write it out. It's the only way to move past it. In 2016, I entered the time machine intending to travel back to 2010. That didn't happen. Dr. Armal changed the date. When I exited the machine, I arrived at the end of time. The fracture had run its course. Time had stopped altogether. The entire world was frozen in one hanging when the shifters came. I can still hear them. Their sounds echo through my dreams. The entire world was still except me. They really don't like movement. I stepped out of the machine into the one thing I spent my entire life trying to prevent. The fracture was never fixed. I was living through the proof. First hours were the hardest. I was living through a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from, surrounded by constant reminders that my mission would fail. Never able to stay in one place because the shifters were always searching, always hunting. I wasn't alone. I discovered the first evidence of this a few days in. I heard the shifters become agitated, but I was nowhere near them. They were following somebody else, Paul Serene, a younger Paul, scared, weak, vulnerable. He found me, tried to convince me that we needed to work together to help each other through. Found out very quickly that I wanted him dead. He had no training, no killer instinct, but he had those damn powers, and all I had was the chronon harness. The end of the world, the only two people left, and we became sworn enemies. I can't be sure how long we spent there. Could have been months, could have been years. When time doesn't move, it feels like an eternity. Our grip on reality slipped away, trapped in an endless loop of brutal survival. Though we were enemies, there was a strange bond formulated through that suffering. We've shared an experience that no other human has ever endured. Eventually, Paul managed to get William's time machine working. He was convinced that he needed to travel back to the earliest possible point in order to stop all this from happening. He had yet to learn that the past couldn't be changed. I followed through the machine, but he escaped. He formed Monarch. He built an empire. I watched the birth of a monster. I can't escape the feeling that my actions helped shape what he became. Maybe I could have guided him. Maybe if I hadn't tried to hunt him down and kill him at the end of time. That can't be my part in all this. There has to be more. I wake up in a cold sweat most nights. I hear the shifters coming. I can almost feel their presence. Much of my experience at the end of time has become a blur in my memory, but there's one detail that I can't shake. One detail that brings my entire mission into question. One detail that haunts me. 2021. What? 5 years until the countermeasure will be complete. I spend most of my days training. I don't know what happens once the device is finished, but being prepared is my specialty. I still wonder if Jack will follow the plan, if he'll emerge from that machine in 2010. Best not to think about it. I'm not giving up, but I can't let these thoughts consume me. I need to focus on the present, focus on what is in front of me. That's the mantra that keeps me going. Just focus on the present. So I decided to take on some hobbies. Tried poetry, got depressed, dabbled with the guitar for a while, smashed against the wall. Then I started experimenting with graffiti. Seems to be working out okay for me so far. It's fulfilling on a few different levels, partly as a form of self-expression, partly as a means of release, partly just to fuck with people. What happens when Joe analyzes some graffiti on a wall one day, builds an interpretation in his head, and then 3 years later his depiction of that image comes true? Not sure, but it's fun to think about. I can't change anything, but at least this gives me the illusion of some kind of power. That illusion is what keeps me holding on. Sometimes I leave anonymous notes in people's mailboxes telling them what will happen next week. I watch the reactions from afar. Voyeurism and graffiti, that's my life these days. Focus on the present. I've started watching him recently. I know Monarch is tracking him, so I keep my distance. I wasn't sure why I felt the need to follow him, to watch his life from the outside, but now I think I understand. I met Jack in the wake of his brother's death, the onset of the fracture. Worst day of both of our lives. He was broken. That's the only Jack I ever knew. There's some kind of comfort in seeing him in happier times. I watched his band play a gig nearby. Atrociously bad. Whiny emo music. Definitely a music movement I don't need to live through a second in time. But there was something pure about seeing him up there, letting it all out. He never had an easy life. It was nice to see that he found a way to release all that. He just looked happy. Made me forget everything else. Nightmares stopped for a while after that, so I kept following him. It gave me something else to focus on. I spent most of my life hiding who I am, what I know. I knew Jack for less than 24 hours, but he's the only person I've opened up to about everything. I told him the truth. He believed me. I wish I could thank him for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell him if he comes through that machine on July 4th, 2010. What will he think when he sees me? 11 years will have passed. I look like I've aged 3 lifetimes since then, and for him it can only be a matter of minutes. What do I say? That I saw the end? That this might all be for nothing? I was the one who believed without question that we would stop the fracture. That confidence has now been replaced with insecurity, weakness. I fear letting him see that. I fear that he'll see the doubt in my eyes. For years I felt invincible, full of hope. I'm not that woman anymore. I'm scared. Tonight I painted something at the university campus. It was only after I finished and took a step back to look at it that I realized I'd seen it before, about a decade ago. Remains of something painted on a wall but washed away. It was a jolt. Is all of this futile? Nothing sticks. Nothing has changed. All of it washed away by the river of time. Fucking time travel. I asked him what it would mean if the end of time ever occurred. He said it would mean that the fracture was never stopped. It would mean that we failed. July 21st, 2008. Everything I've done has been for nothing. The day is here. Soon I will receive word that William has completed the countermeasure. I'm sure of it. I've come to accept that this doesn't mean we will succeed. I've come to accept that my mission was a lie. But I'm not giving up. Lie or not, I've devoted my life to the cause. It gave me meaning. It's all I've ever known. Even if I've seen the proof that I won't succeed, I'm not giving up. I'll dedicate every ounce of courage I have left to seeing this through. I'll retrieve the countermeasure. I'll keep it safe until 2016. I will do everything in my power to activate it when the time comes. I will fail, but I will fail knowing that I did everything in my power to save the world. For years, I hoped that this would be the day when I would see Jack again. I've given up that hope. This mission started with me alone. That's how it will end. This will be my final entry. I don't think she's coming back, guys.
Wow.
She is
hella messed up.
Here, but there's stuff over here. She's over there, but there's a chronon source over here, so let's go grab that. Sorry, Beth. I'm just, it's nice to see you again 30 years later or whatever, but...
High on
also, I am
juice.
really sorry that this is a lot of talky talk, but god damn it, there's a lot happening here. Whoop, wrong button.
It would only be a problem if it were a boring story.
11 years. It's a lot of calendars filled out.
I'll unlock the door.
So where's Will? Where's the countermeasure?
The countermeasures at Williams
We,
Workshop, where he built it.
we've seen this version of Beth before.
Then that's where we go.
Yes. That was the plan.
When we were in the Broken Time, she was talking to Paul Serene.
She said, yes, that was the plan. Is that not the plan anymore, Beth?
I'm concerned about two things in that journal. One is 2021, which doesn't make any sense. And the other, which is,
My supplies are upstairs.
everything in my life has been a
I need
lie.
to get them. There's so much you don't know that you never saw.
Well, I'm here
I gave
now.
up on the idea that you would ever come.
Wait. Sorry, hold on. Wait, where's my Cronenberg particle? I know I saw one. Damn it.
Is that open door like right to the
Wait,
right?
can you go back?
I need to know we're still in this together.
Did you see the
Where?
orange glowy on
I
the?
told you
Yeah.
once our fate is already laid out for
Can
us.
go outside. Go back.
Still believe that.
Keep going
More
back,
than ever.
and then turn left when you get out of here. Not here. Not here. Keep going.
That might mean.
Turn left. Can you climb up
means we
on
finish
top of
this.
these boxes?
No, I can't jump it.
Maybe. No.
I c-
Okay.
Nah.
I thought maybe there was a higher spot.
So,
you could get
because we
to
were doing that,
might
we
have had
sort of missed what Beth said. She said that this is all laid out for us, except that she's kind of afraid of what that might mean. Hi, beauty. Oh, you sweet,
Hooray.
delicious juicer.
There we go.
Snort up that Cronin.
Sorry, I had to consume some more time.
She's gotten used to waiting by this point.
She doesn't seem to be in any particular hurry. It's kind of disturbing.
Well, yeah, I mean, she already knows that no matter how long
Here?
we take, we arrive on time.
Take whatever you need. The rest of it's going in the river. Along with everything else I brought here.
That's a little drastic.
My time here is done, Jack. I have to erase my presence.
Ooh. Yoink.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are, Jack.
Jesus Christ,
And a
Beth,
good
you think you got enough
SMG.
guns?
Excellent.
Okay. The countermeasures at Will's workshop. We find it, then what?
You bring it back here, use the machine, and return to the future. Use it to stop the fracture. That was always the plan.
Was.
That is still the plan.
Yes.
How does it work? Make Omrol help? Okay. One other thing.
You followed Paul to 1999. Why did he travel so far back?
To form Monarch. Prepare for what's coming.
You kept tabs on him.
And he's kept tabs on me.
Interesting. Martin Hatch, now designated Monarch spokesperson, previous spokesperson found dead. Every promotion Hatch receives results from a trail of blood.
This Hatch guy is. More than a-
March 2010, Monarch Chronon Tech delayed. Monarch Chronon Tech research under Dr. Kim not proceeding as planned. Not enough Chronon particles available. Ground Zero not present. What the fuck? Alright, so that's all of the stuff. I guess we're done. Yeah, it probably wasn't good.
I can't imagine what happened to you. When you entered that machine, I wanted to go after you, but I didn't know where Sophia sent you or how to find you.
You made it here. It's all that matters.
He's...
You followed the plan.
Whatever happened to you, change it.
Don't.
We can fix this.
Don't.
You can't.
We can undo this.
You still don't get it. It can't be changed. No matter what we do, the pieces fall in all of the exact same places. I've tried. Over and over.
I can't just sit back and do nothing.
You have to let go. Jack.
I have a question.
You have to
Something
let
I just realized.
I've seen it. The end of time. That is where she sent me. I was there. I've been fighting this
Why
fight
wasn't
my
Jack
entire
at the end of time?
life, and I saw us fail. I saw where this leads.
Maybe he was 2021.
I just don't know anymore.
Maybe this
I
Jack
don't know if
and
Shifters.
older Paul Serene have become smudge shifters by then.
Also, all the people that have tried to change the past haven't had Chronon abilities. You can't give
We'll
up.
die finding out.
You can't say that the future can't be changed and then give up. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
That was bad trigger discipline. She put her finger right on the trigger. Could have gone off. Get a good shot.
She
That'll
already knows
change
it doesn't
time.
happen, though. That's got to give you a really weird laissez-faire. Where you're like, well, he's still alive, because, you know, he has to be for a while
Does he?
yet.
She doesn't know if he goes back.
Actually, no, you're right. Maybe him getting
I mean,
shot in the abdomen
it's
by
entirely
having
possible.
shit trigger discipline is what causes the end of time. Yeah. No, it's fine. He's a time where he
please.
heals. Maybe she's also bothered that she never saw herself in frozen time at the end of time. Surely she should have seen her, right? If she went back in time and had to do this all
I
over
don't know
again.
a fraction of the hell that Beth went through. What she experienced when she saw the end of time, how that changed her, like it changed
Riverport
Paul.
Rexes.
Followed by 11 years of living like a ghost. Beth I'd known had laser focus. This Beth, she had doubts. You okay? But the countermeasure, the one thing that could set things right, was waiting for us at Will's workshop.
It's really cool. You can see when it switches to in-engine, if you pay attention. Alright, next time on Character Select.
Yep.
Shut up.
In 2010, Monarch didn't own the area yet. That came shortly after because of what happened with you. But we knew William was building something new in his workshop, and we knew it must be important. We were monitoring the place.
Yeah, Beth knew about your presence. She'd done spying on her own. We came over the rooftops to avoid detection.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna go find the workshop. He said
this way.
the first time that we went through Ground Zero, it's like it was so much worse the second time. This is that time.